was moving, but not fast enough. Time had run out. The blowing was here. The sky grew dark, and the howling cries of the wind drew closer and closer. Suddenly they heard a loud crash behind them. Mom peered through the rearview mirror. Cars and homes were being swept up and tossed around by the blowing. Sophie and her mom looked at each other without saying a word. They both knew what they had to do. They needed to abandon the car. Sophie cried as she looked at James and his mom in the back seat. They were barely conscious and could not walk. She and her mom would have to leave them behind. "You're a good friend. Don't give us another thought," Miss Culver whispered. Sophie nodded sadly, and just as she and her mom dashed from the car, an uprooted tree landed on top of the car, crushing the vehicle. Sophie's trench clothes felt heavy on her body, making running more difficult. But all Sophie could think about at the moment was finding cover. It was pretty difficult to see through all the wind, rain, and debris. Then, finally, Mom spotted a convenience store across the way. "The store may have a basement. We should check it out," Mom said. Although the store was a few yards away, it felt like miles with the fierce winds. Mom found a window leading inside. "Sophie, you go first," Mom said. "Be careful. There's broken pieces of glass surrounding the window." Sophie carefully climbed through the window and took a look around. It was pretty dark, so Sophie ran off to look for a flashlight. Mom grasped the windowsill and lifted herself up to push through. It was very slippery from the rain, and Mom knew it may take a few tries. As Mom pushed herself up once more, her hand slipped and her body came down hard on the sill. Mom immediately felt excruciating pain in her side, but was able to climb the rest of the way through the window. Mom looked down at her side. The glass in the window left a severely deep wound, and Mom knew things would not be okay. Mom heard noise come from the other room and knew that it was Sophie. Mom quickly ripped off a piece of her shirt and bandaged the wound. She did not want Sophie to know she was injured. "Mom, come quick," Sophie said. "There's a basement and I found some flashlights. I think we'll be safe here until the storm is over." "Mom, are you okay?" Sophie asked. "Yes, dear. I just need to catch my breath," Mom said. "You can rest in the basement," Sophie said. "There's no telling when the ceilings and walls will be blown in." Sophie and her mom quickly walked downstairs. There was a room located in the basement with no windows. "I think we'll be safe in here," Sophie said. Sophie found some blankets on the nearby shelf. She laid them out, and she and her mom sat and huddled together. Noises from above made Sophie grab and hold on tight to her mom as swirls of wind ripped apart the store above. Sophie closed her eyes tight as her mom whispered softly in her ear that it will all be over soon. Sophie woke up to the faint sounds of birds chirping. "Mom, we made it!" Sophie yelled excitedly as she ran to the door and opened it up. The blowing was over, and they had survived. Sophie looked down at her mom. "Mom, wake up! Mom!" Sophie called as she gently shook her mom, but there was no reply. Her mom's body was stiff and turning blue. Suddenly, Sophie noticed the blood coming from her mom's side. Sophie sobbed uncontrollably as she rocked her mom's limp body back and forth. Sophie felt so alone. Where would she go now? Where would she live? These are some of the questions that went through Sophie's mind. Suddenly, Sophie kissed her mom, stood up, and wiped her tears. There was one thing Sophie was absolutely certain of. She needed to leave town before the next blowing.